Hello and welcome to Sparkle and Chill. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Well, those of you who took the poll on should it be a cat named Poppy or Gus won out overwhelmingly. And so I am going to be kidding up good old Gus here today. And yeah, so these are the drills. I'm kind of excited. There's some really fun. We do have this, I think it is the 310s. Yeah, there's a lot of 310s. So yeah, I'm excited to get started on this. Pardon the rattle here. I know I hate the paper noise in videos. So, wow, there are a lot of 310s. I don't think I've ever seen a kit, at least in my own kit, with this many 310s. Wow, look at this. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bags of 310. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And that's not even number 1. So what I'm going to do here is put all of the stickers on the jars. So, but I kind of don't know which are which. They generally go from the larger ones to the smaller ones, or maybe they did $114. So I'm just going to, I don't know which ones are the larger. I have to figure out what's what here, but yeah, it doesn't look like, whoops, almost lost some wax here. I've got a mess here. I haven't had time to clean. Little Miss Millie has been quite the handful this week. 741. So that's not, I'm trying to find the, I guess this is all the drills. I'm just going to cut them apart and put them in here and then try to get them in the right order. I guess I'm used to doing, sometimes the budget kits will have be numbered 1 through whatever, and these are done by the DMC codes. So how was your guys' week? It's been quite the week. It is Thursday night. I was going to work on kitting down my Thomas Kincaid, but then I got to thinking about it and I thought, oh, what am I trying to say? The Peggy Collins event starts on the 1st, but you can actually, they actually gave the okay to start working on it as of today, but I don't even have it kit up yet because I wasn't sure which one I was going to do. I knew early on in the poll that I asked everybody to that it was probably going to be overwhelmingly Gus, and I'm excited to do Gus. I bought Gus to be a gift for a friend, so both of the whips that I have going, so the stained glass Frenchie is for a different friend, and this one, you know, so it's always nice to be working on something that you hope is going to bring joy to somebody. But these colors, there's not a lot. I guess I'm not showing you guys as I'm doing this on mine. There's not a lot of colors in there. There's a lot of different colors, but not a whole lot. I think there's more black than anything. I think there's more black than anything, but I want to get these all cut apart because it'll just make it that much easier. Although I think they're in order of where they are in the thing. So this might not have been the smartest move, but we are already there. So we're just going to continue. Right? Just cut them apart, and then we'll get them where they're supposed to go. So today I had I worked, and then I got, my dog is getting really used to the system that we're doing for her. She's so my last dog, because I've worked at home for many years, my last dog used to just nap on the bed while I worked, but Millie isn't going to do that because she's just too hyper and she bounced right off the bed. She's just the bounciest little thing. So she has to be, and she gets a little whiny when she's very clingy. So what I've been doing is having her in her kennel. I have this great big humongous kennel. So she's in the kennel during the day. And what I do is I put her in there, and I take a break every 2 hours because, you know, I start it at 8, and then I take a break at 10. And then I work until noon, and I have lunch. And then from lunch, I work till 3, take a break, and then we're done at 5. And it seems to be a really good process for her, because, let me get my little deal here. This was an idea, and I can't remember who gave me this idea. I was watching a video one day, and they used a Kleenex box to put, an empty Kleenex box to put the wrappers in for their things, and then you can just throw this away versus having to, and it works so nice. So I'm going to have that there. And then the other thing that none of these really don't look to be staticky, so I'm not going to worry about that just yet. If we have to, we'll go ahead and do that. This is going to be, I should have kept these all together, but we did not. So I'm just going to, this is obviously going to be a small one. How am I going to do these? Now, I was going to use my new set for this, that are the tray brick type things, but I decided that I would not do that because, I think I'm going to put these right down here. I decided I would not do that because of the static issue with those. They were causing static with drills, and tonight the last thing I want to deal with is a bunch of static. So I'm not doing that. Millie, you need to just chill. Okay? You need to play with your toys. She's been playing all night, so she should be tired. My hope is that it's 9 o'clock, and my hope is that she'll just go to sleep here in a few minutes. So put that there. Okay, is that gonna fit? Why is that not wanting to go down there? There we go. So yeah, my hope is that she's going to want to just go to sleep, and that will be Well, I didn't say it was going to happen. Pull this stuff out. You're all right, little bit. You're okay, Millie. You're okay. 797. It's 22. You know what I really should do is just put these all on these like I've done before. I just don't know which ones are going to need the big bags and which ones are going to need the smaller bags. But it looks like, I think I'm going to just do this. This is a 22, I think I'll put it in a smaller. We'll put them in order once we're done. But it's a smaller color. So we'll put it in one of these. And then I'll put them in order when I'm done. Right now we're just going to get them into containers, because that's all I got the bandwidth to do tonight. It's been one of those days. I was so tired last night, and fortunately Millie was tired too. She played to her little heart's content. I got her this really cute little dog bed with like a cover over it, and she is burying herself in it. It's really cute. So I thought it's been kind of fun. It's all right. It's all right. Where's your toys? Where's your toys? Just a second. Let me get her playing with something. Let's move this just a little bit. All right. Look. You got a toy. Play with your toy. She really, tonight, has played a lot by herself. 3 and 4. And I found that one. But today's was a long day. Work was long. It was good. So one of my videos went out today, and it was it was the one regarding fatigue and Diamond Art Club and the drops and all of that. And I got to tell you guys, I had a lot of anxiety about posting that, because I was afraid it was going to come off wrong, and I'm just so thankful that it came across the right way, exactly the way I meant for it to come across. You know, when you do something and then you're like, oh, was that the right thing to do? That's kind of how I felt. So it was kind of interesting, okay, to see the comments and the camaraderie of people, because I think it was a common thing that I think I felt like, should I say this out loud, or will people get upset with me? And then finding out that other people were feeling exactly the way I was feeling was just such a breath of fresh air, because I was really nervous. And so thank you guys that did make comments. It did make me feel a lot better that people were really in the same thought process. And then to top it all off, today, at the end of the day, I went to my door and there was my DAC order that I ordered like 2 months ago or more. So I'll be doing an unboxing soon on that. But that was nice, because I was like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess I was going to do these afterwards, right? And here I am. I'm going to have to put fabric things in there because it looks like. So I'm just going to do these this way. I was not going to get all. So this one's 992. So that was really a good surprise, and the video is doing well, being well received. So I'm happy about that. And I'm thankful that everybody kind of, I wasn't sure how people were, if people would vote on this video, and it's nice to see comments. I'm a new channel, but I'm not a new channel. If that makes sense. I'm just starting to get some exposure, but I've been going since April last year. And so, I had somebody say something about me being a new channel, and I'm like, I'm not really a new channel. I'm just newly getting discovered by people. I've been here for a while. I've been working at it, and it's just finally where people are finding me. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but it is, you know. It took a while for people to find me, and I've just been slowly going at it, you know, just doing the deal, just showing up, just, you know, I haven't been too concerned about the numbers, really. I've just been kind of plugging along, and, you know, it'll happen if it's going to happen. It won't if it won't. No big deal. You know, I do this for fun. My hope was when I started it that maybe at some point, you know, I would either make enough money to get free kits, or, you know, to be able to buy the kits I want, or become some kind of person who does, you know, some new releases, not necessarily with the big companies, but even you know, smaller companies that are trying to get their stuff out. So I just, but I'm one of these people where if I do that, I'm still going to give my actual thoughts, right? And some people want that and some people don't. This is a 6,000. Look at that pretty pink. Where is the color though? Is the Gus, where this is the Gus drills. Yes, it's Gus. I'm not finding the 6,000 color. 3,000s, oh, 6, okay, 611, I found it. Losing my mind. Gotta be careful, there's not very many brain cells there. Just kidding. Okay. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I wasn't quite sure what to talk about tonight while I do this, other than the Peggy Collins event that's happening starting in June. I've never done it. I mean, I tried to do it. You know, those of you that have been watching my channel know I tried to do a Peggy Collins event myself a couple months ago, and didn't really go anywhere because I don't have enough people, and, you know, so I was really happy when I saw this one come up. I'm like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm excited about it because I love Peggy Collins. She's been, when I start, my very first Diamond Art Club that I bought was a Peggy Collins. I didn't know who Peggy Collins was. I had never even, because most of the kits that I did before I got that first Diamond Art Club kit were budget kits from Amazon. That's what I started with. I still like them. I still think that they can be very good kits to do. I know there's a lot of different thoughts on that, but, you know, I think everybody should be able to diamond paint, and not everybody can afford a DAC kit, you know, or even some of the other ones. Some people are just on a really tight budget. And when I started diamond painting, a friend of mine actually is who got me started. She sent me kits because I was sick, and she knew that I didn't really have a lot to do. I was going through chemotherapy, and I wasn't getting out much because my immune system was just really compromised, and it was not, you know, good. I mean, it wasn't good for me to be out and around everything, because I picked up every cold, and getting sick and was a problem, because if you get a fever, you guys don't know, if your temperature goes above 10, I think it's, what was it? It was 100.1. If it goes to 100.1, they worry about you getting sepsis. So if you get a fever while you have cancer, you have to go to the hospital for any kind of fever like that. You just have to go in. And so the last thing I needed was to get a fever. And God bless me, I did not get a fever. Doctors put things in your chart in a weird way. They write denies. When you say nothing's happened, they say that you deny it. Denies fevers, denies this, denies that. And I'm like, are they thinking I'm lying? The first time I saw that, I'm like, do they think I'm just saying that? But it's pretty funny. I work for a lady who is a doctor, and I said, what do they think I'm lying to them? She says, no, that's just the way they put it in your chart. I'm like, well, it feels like they're saying I'm lying. But I didn't get a fever, not once, that I know of. I mean, it could have happened in the night. I had night sweats for months before they detected before I got diagnosed. But I didn't have a fever during my treatment that I know of. That was, Millie, knock it off. She's trying to break out. She's like, I don't want to be in this thing. But she gets into everything. No, Millie, knock it off. You have toys. You have toys. Play with your toys. You gotta be in there. You gotta be in there, because you get into everything. So having a new puppy, it's like having a new baby. And I knew that going into it. I am not, you know, not unaware. Ooh, look at this one. It's a yellow AB. No, maybe is that an AB? It says 129. Yeah, it's an AB. Where's the sticker for 129? Did I already put it on something? I did. I put it on a jar, but I haven't opened it yet. And, but I haven't had a new puppy for, well, Sophie's been gone now for 3 years, a little over 3 years. She passed away in January of 2023. And I got her in April of 2010. So that's how long it's been since I've had a puppy. Millie, knock it off. And so it's been kind of fun. And this, you guys will never believe me, she's pretty much potty trained. I mean, yes, she'll sometimes go in the playpen only because I'm not paying attention to her and I don't know that she needs to go. But, and I have puppy pads in there. But she goes right over to where the puppy pads are and goes potty every time. As long as I keep her in the living room, she goes right over where she's supposed to go. It's amazing. I just can't even comprehend. It took me, stop it, lay down. It took me 9 months to potty train Sophie. She was not having it. I would take her for a walk. We would go, stop it. We would go around the block. We would go for an hour-long walk and come in the door, and she would pee on the floor the minute we walked in the house. It was the most maddening thing in my life, was this dog that just, and then one day, and I was trying to do all the things that the book said to do. They said, don't spank them, don't yell at them, don't do any of that. Just pick them up and take them outside when they have an accident. Well, that was not working. She was part Australian Shepherd, part Dachshund. And I think the Dachshund stubborn streak was there. And so one day, we had gone for a walk. I'd made sure, I tried so hard to make sure she would go. And we walked outside. You need to stop. We walked outside for the longest time. And then we came in, and the first thing she did was, and I spanked her bottom. Everybody was telling me not to do it. I spanked her bottom, yelled at her, put her outside, and she never did it again. And I'm like, do you mean to tell me all this time all I had to do was spank her bottom and yell at her, and she would have stopped? Yep. But Millie, she just on her own, I put the pee pads down over in the, over by the back door, and she had one accident on the floor. I cleaned it up, and I put her on I showed it to her. I said, no, and put her over on that. The next time she went right where she was supposed to, and she has ever since. Other than when she's in the playpen and she can't get to where that is. She will sometimes have an accident, and that's really not her fault because, she's kind of trapped. 3848. So it has been kind of great. And then she had a little, parasite when I got her. That made her tummy sick and just was not good. And so the first week, she was not doing good and having a hard time, and it was quite the messy cleanup when she, so I had bought washable pee pads, and I promptly ordered some disposable ones on Amazon because it was just too much. It was just too much mess. Like, I need to just throw it away because I was doing laundry in the middle of the night, so I'd have enough. So I ordered those. So anyways, she's all done with that, and she's doing really good. I'm really, really pleased. I'm really I'm really happy that I got her. She's a little love bug, and yeah, it's amazing the difference. So I wanted a lap dog. I just really did. My last dog, she was kind of too oddly shaped and too big, and she didn't really fit in your lap very good, and she didn't really particularly want to be in your lap. Millie doesn't want to be put down. That's kind of why she's throwing a little bit of a fit. We were just watching TV, and she was hanging out in my lap, but she was also playing for a while. But she loves to be in your lap, and I love having her in my lap. So it's kind of a great thing to hold her, but she's got a little bit of a wiggle worm. She wants to play. I got her this little bed. I'll have to, I had a video that I made the other day. I'll have to add it to the end of this video. So if you want to see Millie playing, watch till the end. I'll add that video to the end of the video if I remember. She's so cute in it. She was burrowing in it and playing, and just really fun puppy antics. And I wasn't sure if she was going to like the bed. I bought a similar one for my last dog, and she didn't like it, so I ended up sending it back because she didn't really care for it. But Millie loves it. 3865. Is that 65 or is that a 4 or 5? Because, oh yeah, 3865. Okay, there it is. one's kitting up nice. I'm not going to jinx it by saying anything bad. Oops. I do like these once I got used to using them. I was going to use the new red twos that I got the other day, but they caused the other drills to get really staticky when I tested it out, and I don't have time for that tonight. I just don't have time for that tonight. So I'm going to get that taken care of. But for now, we're just going to do what we're doing. 3850. These are a lot of, I wish I had the actual ones that are the, these are the Diamond Art Club ones, but they don't have the really small ones. The, what are they called? These kits, it's kind of a copycat of the other ones that I can't think of. Elizabeth Ward. I like what I see in the other ones because they have really small containers, so you get more of them. But these smallest ones are pretty good size. They fit whole bags in them. Anyways, so that's kind of the puppy front. The puppy is done with all her medication, so she should be fine. That was a nightmare, though. Oh, it was really a nightmare. Wasn't expecting that. You know, when you get a puppy, you don't expect it to come with a little extra problem there. 120. Oh, I already put that on that one too. Okay. These are pretty. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? They're a sparkly blue. This is going to be a fun kit. Although these are ABs. There's a lot of ABs in this. And ABs are my nemesis. I love how they sparkle, but I really don't like working with them because they're difficult. Okay, and this one is 3842. So I can't take, I had started walking again, and then I got a dog, which was supposed to help me, excuse me, help me get walking again, but she can't go out and be exposed to anything till she gets all her shots, and she's got another couple weeks before she's going to be due with her second round of shots. So we haven't been walking. I took her once to the park and had her in her little carry bag, but she's quite antsy. She does not like to be, boy, there's just a few of these, 798. She does not like to be, she's a little wiggler, and she literally jumped right out of my arms when I was sitting on the chair the other day and threw herself into the table. It was terrible. She just doesn't understand. She just like pushed herself off of me and into the table. It was scary. I was like, oh my gosh, baby. And she cried, and I'm like, you can't do that. Anyways, I'm so thrilled. I have wanted a dog for so long, and another one. I couldn't do it for the longest time because I just, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen with the whole cancer thing, because you have 5 years. 5 years after having cancer, you're still going in for testing to make sure it doesn't come back. And so I kind of had this fear of, I'm going to do one of these three tens. This fear of it coming back and then having a dog again. And the whole time I was sick, I was really worried about what was going to happen to my dog if, you know, God forbid the treatments didn't work. And so I was really worried about that. And so I didn't want to get a dog because of that. But my doctor assured me that she doesn't think that it's going to come back. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't, but most likely it won't. The type of cancer I had, I guess, if it doesn't come back in the first couple of years, it generally doesn't, but there's no guarantee, especially though when somebody has what they call a complete response, which is what I had to treatment. So hopefully that means it's done, but I don't completely trust that because it was my second bout with cancer. So even if I don't get lymphoma again, who knows? You know, you just don't know. I mean, there's no way to say for sure. I probably can fit 2 of those in there, but I'm not going to do it right now. But see the static in this one? There's static in this one. There's not much in the other one, but there's a lot of static in that one. So I'm going to have to get my dryer sheets out. And I didn't get those out. Although, actually, I've got some that I do have some done. Let me throw one of those in there. So what have you guys been doing? Have you guys had a good week? It's been really nice here. We've had a lot of sunshine. It was beautiful over the holiday weekend until we hit Monday, and it was like somebody said, no, you can't have all this sunshine. And it kind of calm down. We don't have the sunshine. 7:43. So the sunshine, it was just kind of gloomy. It might have rained a little bit. I had the curtains closed just to kind of keep the glare out during the day. I do that in this time of year because I don't want my apartment to get super hot. And my apartment was warm today. It was 75 degrees in my room while I was working. I've got a little thermostat in there, and I'm like, oh gosh, I thought it was getting warm. So the Peggy Collins event is going to start, and excuse me, if any of you guys are doing the Peggy Collins event, feel free to join my Facebook group and post your progress as you go. I'm kind of hoping that a lot of people will. I know at my side it doesn't matter if you're posting them or not, but it would be fun to see who all is in the event that's in my little channel here. So if you are going to be doing it, go to my Facebook page. It's listed at the top of my YouTube channel, and let me know that you're joining it, and you know, we can post pictures and talk about it as we go. That'll be fun, and it's kind of another place to kind of 601. I think that would be fun. So join along or watch, you know, the progress of the different kits. There's a site, it says right on it, Peggy Collins event. And you could look it up on Facebook. And I'm sure it'll take you right there if you just put in Peggy Collins event. It's a private group, but if you're planning on doing it, you can join that. And if you're not planning on doing it, but you want to see kits that are being done, go ahead and join my channel, because hopefully there'll be a few people anyways, hopefully, that will be doing that. Man, these are a lot of colors. There's a lot of colors, people. 3805. And this here. these little colors. It's like these containers seem so big. So tonight has been, I had to wait. My tablet, I was going to get this done earlier in the evening, and my tablet didn't have any juice, needed to be charged, and that's what I do all my videotapes on. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to wait until I can, and so it's getting late. What was I gonna? So the other thing, she went to sleep. I knew she would. She's tired. 3766. And I'm excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. This should be a much easier kit. I was going to just continue doing my my Frenchie, the stained glass one, but I thought, no, I kind of felt like that was cheating, even though they said as long as you had X amount more to go, you could use a kit you were already working on. But I thought it would be better to start a kit than use a kit that I'd already started on 2 months ago, because it's been in its box since just before Easter. So the month of Easter, I wanted to do Easter stuff, and so I kind of just, I learned you could roll them up and put them back in the box, and that was a great discovery. Did you guys know you could do that when you're working on your Diamond Art Club? So you just got to make sure the drills are on the outside so they don't pop. But that was a great discovery, because I don't have the space to have more than one kit going at a time, you know. I have a couple small ones and I kind of have them stacked around, but my big ones, it's like, what do you do when you start a great big kit and then you just don't have the bandwidth to finish it, and you want to work on something you can finish and then go back to it? That's kind of what I'm thinking. These big square ones. Oh man. When I first started buying kits through Diamond Art Club, you know, I didn't really understand the metric system very well. And I got quite a few kits without realizing how big they were. And man, I got some doozies. I got some really big ones. But I'm, you know, my whole goal in even having a stash was I was buying them while I was working a job where I was making really good money, and I thought, I knew that I wasn't going to be at that job super long term because I hated it. I just didn't like the job. It was no fun, and it was just a long day every day, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I knew while I was working there I needed to start saving, because most likely I wasn't going to get a job that paid as well when I left there, because I didn't want to continue doing that. And so I was buying kits to put in a stash so that, you know, when I retire or when I haven't got as much money, I always have something to do. And that wasn't a bad idea. The problem is I bought these big kits. And sometimes I didn't notice they were squares. That's one of the things about this whole frenzy buying thing. You see a picture and you're in the middle of, you know, if you didn't watch the sneak peeks and then you see it and you want it, you go ahead and click on it real fast, and then you get it home and you're like, why did I buy this? It's huge and it's a square. You know, or you've purchased it and it's on its way and you've realized it's huge and it's a square. And so it's kind of funny. I kind of have to laugh about it because, you know, yeah. That's just kind of, oh, I happened to pick up the exact one that I was looking at. Anyways, I'm running out of steam and probably boring y'all to death, so I'm going to pause. I'm going to get down to the last few of these and then come back, and then we will finish up. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, and we are back. I just have 2 bags left. Sorry, I do that sometimes when I'm doing a kit up because they take so long sometimes, and honestly, sometimes I don't know what else to say when it's been a long day and my brain is fried, so I didn't think you wanted to listen to me kind of try to figure out what to talk about for any longer. We'll get better on the next videos. This video, not a good lot of content there, but a lot of talking about Millie. She's the new love of my life. She's so fun. Oh my gosh, you guys, she's so fun. If you like dogs and yeah, they're just the best. Puppies are the best. Everybody's like, don't get a puppy. That's like having a new baby. You won't sleep. They're right. They're not lying. But honestly, I really like that this age. They're so fun. They get into everything. They keep you on your toes. They keep you young. You ever do that where you like had an older dog and then you get a puppy and the older dog just turns into, they just start playing again and all of that. That happened when I got my beagle. We had a Saint Bernard at the time, the family dog, and I brought home a puppy and she was 8 years old, the Saint, and she just loved that puppy so much. It was really fun. It works for people too. Makes you young, or at least feel like you might be. Anyways, I'm going to put all these in order after I turn everything off, but tune in for the Gus updates, and I will be doing a kit down of the Thomas Kincaid Maui Gardens. I kind of give it a post review on it. There's some things I noticed after the fact that I want to talk about. And then, yeah. So, it is 10:30 on Thursday night. This girl is tired and probably not making a whole lot of sense. So I apologize if you had to listen to a lot of rambling, because I kind of get that way when I'm tired. But I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Please like, subscribe, all the things. Tell your friends, share, ring that bell so you know when I upload the next video. Thank you. I know.